Welcome back. Another episode of Music in the Stars. 100%. We're going to talk about Spring Equinox, 0 degrees Aries. Moving forward, here we go, new beginnings. But first, why? What does this all mean? Why do we even pay attention to things like astrology? Let's deep dive. So when I first started this channel, one of my main things, my main inspirations, my main intentions was we need to make astrology a practical art, a practical science even. It gets lost in the realms of woo-woo. It gets lost in the realms of just abstract ideas. And it is abstract, I understand that. Yet we have to bring it down, we have to root it and ground it. Because if we don't do that, what's the point? Like, if we don't really apply what it is we learn through astrology, then it misses the whole mark. And I want to revisit what that means. This is a good time to do that. And let's hit the astrology, Aries. This is a time of new beginnings. We're going to look around. You'll see new sprouts of life pushing up, expressing itself. It's this urge, right? There's this, with Aries, the first sign, the first fire. It's this urge to be, this urge to move, to exist, to express. This is the power, this is the energy that's coming through globally right now. This is the meaning of spring. This is the meaning of Aries. It's the burst of life force exploding onto the planet. It's a beautiful thing. It's what we love about spring. It's what we love about that energy. How do we blend that into ourselves? How do we use that energy in our own lives to create these new beginnings in ourselves? Again, let's align with the cycles of life, the cycles of energy, the movement that's happening globally, galactically. If we can just, click into that movement and surf that energy ourselves, then we harmonize with life. Easier said than done, right? Me, where have I been lately? I went through this deep dive into grief. I went to a place of sadness, losing our dog. Many of you probably understand the importance of your pets. They become your family members. I've got two. You can't see them, but they're right here. They're with me right now. But we lost our girl who'd been with us for 13, almost 14 years. It hit us hard. These energies that happen are real. But how can I use that now for this new beginning? How can I use the energy of Dove, our dog, transitioning into my heart space, into my being, into myself, and move forward from there? So this is a time to set intentions. This is a time to find our own urge for life, our own reason for being, our own essence of living, a sense of purpose and moving forward from here. And we can reassess that. These things can always change. They are changing. I know I'm changing all the time. But this can give us a power of motivation. That's a good word for it, a motive force. What is our motive force? What is our own personal urge to get out of bed in the morning and move and be and do and exist in this world? And it gets harder and harder. Man, it gets hard. You look around, what's going on? You look around at the news. You look around in your own community. Forgive me. I don't mean to be negative. I don't want to sound negative here. It's not at all my intention. Looping back around to my original statement, how can we make this practical? All right, so Aries, Sun in Aries. Sun, core sense of self. Sun, expression of truth, expression of who we are. Aries, fire, the first fire, the spark that initiates the flame. That urge, that essence to power forward and move forward. Aries, the warrior, ruled by Mars. Mars right now is in the sign of Aquarius. So we always connect those, right? Let's connect Mars, the ruler of Aries, into Aquarius. It's a very unique sign. Aquarius does what it's going to do. Mars right now, that energy, it's not of the status quo. It's of its own unique expression. So this is an opportunity for us as we move forward to express ourselves uniquely, individually, right? There's two things here, Aquarius is a sign of individuality. Aries, I would say too, because it's very much, it thinks of the individual and not so much of the collective. Whereas Aquarius does think of the collective. So there's a juxtaposition here within that energy. Moving our central self forward to elevate ourselves, to elevate our mission, to elevate our truth, yet does it connect to the global perspective? Does it connect to the greater good, to everything? I hope so. I hope so. As much as it's always important that we nurture ourselves, and Aries is the perfect sign to nurture our truth and nurture ourselves, which is extremely important. Yet it can be very egoic. It can be all about self, right? Not thinking about others, not thinking about the greater community around us, the greater community at large. Perhaps this is a time to do that, with the sun going into Aries, yet with Mars being in the sign Aquarius. It's late Aquarius. I think it's like 28 degrees. I need to double check that, but it's around there. And then so it's on the cusp of Pisces, a very watery sign, bringing us into the emotions, so the fire, boiling the water of emotions. I can relate to that. I can really relate to that. So all this stuff I'm talking about, all these things, all these terms, these aspects, these different definitions, these key words, all of these different things that make up the language of astrology. How do we learn from it? How do we apply it? How do we make it tangible? How do we make it real? Especially while, observing the things that are happening out in the world today. The warfare, the genocide. It's just, I feel two ways about it. It's like, is it spiritual bypassing to be focusing more on things like astrology or tarot or any of those religious or whatever term you want to put on it? Is that spiritual bypassing? Or is it even more important to focus on these things right now? Can they help us? I like to think that. It's important to feel that. But if it remains out there in the ethers and it remains just out as a philosophy and an idea, then how is that really helping? We have to bring it down and root it. How do we do it? Action. Activity, which is, again, great words for Aries. That is action. That is activity. That is movement. So we have an opportunity right now, globally, all of us, again, to harmonize with the movements that are happening in the world, that are happening in the galaxy. Dancing to that music in the stars. That's the whole point of the name of my channel. Dancing to that music that is happening out there. And what is that dance? That dance is the actual action, the actual movement, the actual connection point of doing within that being. Again, I know I sound all sorts of abstract and etc. Yet I really am trying to express the importance of earthing and grounding and making these concepts and these ideas, practical points of action for us. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all this. Forgive me if I've just gone on a tangent, But I just needed to get my own energy flowing again and get back here with you all. You know, it's important for me, for who I am, to continue showing up in this way. And again, I apologize that I haven't been. I'm human too. You know, I'm learning, I'm growing. So this is part of my growth. Thank you for being here, listening to me, being with me. Again, I'd love to hear your comments below. I'd love to hear your own thoughts on this. A, how you're doing out there, how things have been for you. B, how are you grounding this? How are you moving forward and earthing these ideas and these concepts within astrology? How does that work for you? Hit me in the comments below. Reach out anytime. I'm here. Thank you so very much. And I'll see you guys in the next video.